And you're live. Look at that. Look at that. We're live right now on YouTube. I need to get that linked up. If you're with us, hopefully you are. We need to share this on social media. I'll do that on the computer. 1 second.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. Tabletop?
Table talk. Ooh. Table talk. I like
Table talk.
Table talk.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have a football theme though.
Doesn't matter.
It does?
NFL table talk.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I think NFL table talk should be on there.
I like that. Table talk.
Uh-oh, we're live right now. See that? Let's go.
Should we all tweet something?
Yeah, definitely. Uh-oh, we're live right now. See that? Look. So yeah, just
Turn that volume down a little bit.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure you could hear it.
Is there a link you can text me real quick to this? Do you know what I'm saying? Is there text me?
Go to my channel on YouTube and then just copy the link. I'd have to stop the live. Hey, we live, boy.
What is it? See motivated?
Type in the C Motivated podcast.
Hey, we live.
Presented by Dedication Period.
What is it? See motivated?
Type in the C Motivated.
Oh, turn that volume off on that.
Yeah.
No, I know about Dedication Period. They can hear us.
I can't find your see.
Dedication Period, obese arms.
Oh, see motivated. Here you go, dude.
Where you
So how
Like,
do
go
I?
to the channel, like click on the Dedication Period,
Okay, there it is, live, and
and then just copy
then
that.
share. Okay, cool. Share to the Twitter.
I'm about to get on Facebook and repost my shit again.
Where you at, bro?
Go to see Connor Shaw real quick.
Go to YouTube, type in the C Motivated podcast. No, we're not playing with the rope right now. Yeah, we got the dog playing with the rope. They're trying to figure. We're trying to get this out there. I don't even know if anyone's watching yet.
I'm gonna blast out that name, bro. Let's go with it. NFL Table Talk.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
And then we'll rename it. And then just put the link on there. More importantly, we're live right now. Bang bang. Having fun with it. Having fun with it. I gotta get on Facebook real quick with it. The show is live. Let's go to the page real quick. And Dalton, you kind of get these thing cards if you want to scoot up.
Get over a little bit.
Yeah.
You posted it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I was gonna steal you.
Just share it.
Bro.
Just go to the video, the live video, and
Yeah,
just share
just
it.
quote it.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta fucking leave it alone.
Here. We're gonna have to get the road pro. This dude's freaking out.
Crazy.
Oh, that's great. Trying to say something like
You could.
that. I just reshared it on Facebook too. So there ain't no going back now. There ain't no going back now. I'll try to bring mine down a little bit. You might bring yours down still again.
There we go. Oh my gosh, writing a novel over here.
We're writing a novel. You best get your Bible. Shooting the rifle. Alright, let's get it. I'm gonna get this podcast ready to go. So we've been recording for 9 minutes. I think we're ready to rock now. I'm gonna go ahead and pour. What we sipping on here, Josh? Josh has to tell me. Hey yo, it's the scrap. I'm about to say the scrap though. Hey yo, it's the
Scrap.
It's NFL Table Talk. This is NFL Week 2. Josh Hesseltine, Dalton Martin,
What's up?
Connor Moriarty, C Motivated in the house. We got the C Motivated podcast rocking. Got my boys with me. It's Week 2. This is real now. The season's begun. Let's go. What's up, boys? How was Week 1 for you guys?
Week 1's awesome.
Well, it was a good week when I was considering college football. We had the fight. First of all, we had the fights on Saturday. That was a fun little deal.
Yeah.
Chilled, kicked it with the homies, and then watched Red Zone all day on Sunday, and it was just picture perfect.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't ask for much more than that.
I think I was drunk most of the weekend. Spent most of the weekend intoxicated.
Well, it is the opening
Yeah.
weekend, you know.
Yeah, but I regretted it when I was so hungover on Sunday that I didn't even feel like drinking. I still drank, but it was one of those things. Yeah.
It's not the point. Not the
Yeah.
point.
Another problem though, I do have an issue with week 1s, and there's a few more weeks that have this issue.
There you go.
Is NFL Red Zone's not as good. It's not as good because you got 2 games on Monday night.
I gotta strongly disagree.
Why?
2 games on Monday night. What do you mean?
There's 2 games on Monday night.
You're saying, like,
it
the
takes
games
away from the action at that 2:40. 2:45 to 3:15
Yeah,
is
that-
the best slot in NFL, in TV. I think in internet. I mean in entertainment. Excuse me. I mean, is there a better experience?
No, I know what you're saying.
than
When they have
watching
all
Red
the
Zone?
games on and they have more amount.
When it's all fourth quarter lasts like 5 minutes every game action. I think that it's checked. But
Well, and that's why the ratings for those games are going way down. Thursday night football, Monday night football. But the 2 games a night on Monday, that's only for this week, right?
that's just something they've been doing for like the past
No,
5 years.
Yeah, that's
to start
just
the
Week
season.
1. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Sipping on the Pino Grigo.
Rigo.
Grigio.
Grigio.
But, yeah, it's incredibly cheap wine, but
Hey.
whatever.
Not this. Hey, we're putting you on blast right now. We're gonna. They're probably gonna, their sales skyrocketed
Way
after
up.
this podcast.
Way up.
Like I'm calling it now.
Yeah, sponsors, hit us.
I think
Let's
we got
go.
one in them. We got Budweiser, not affiliated. Just that's the cup we got right there.
He just really likes to drink Budweiser. So.
Nah, I'm sipping the wine. But no, yo,
Lines are.
my NFL Week 1 experience was off the chain. We had 2 TVs rocking.
Okay.
Second portion of the games, we had the Chiefs on one, Red Zone on another. It was beautiful.
Who'd you have over here?
D Mark, Don. Moon came over for the Chiefs game. You were more than welcome to come.
Yeah, I didn't get the invite.
Sorry, I thought you were like.
No, it's actually.
I thought you were
Sorry.
studying game tape
Sorry.
and going.
I mean, I wouldn't have come. I was actually like super tired and sleepy in the first game slot.
Invite would have been nice though.
I
Yeah,
watched it, but
you
yeah,
wake
either
up,
way.
you would have woke up as soon as you walked in. The energy in this room, I'm
Oh, it
telling
was
you,
nice.
it was off.
Good stuff.
Okay, well next week maybe I'll come if I get invited. So.
Well,
Right,
I
if you get
I
invited, that's
actually
big.
work next week, so
Oh.
I'll be watching at work. Shout out DNC, come by, get a bang.
You're gonna be watching at work. Do you
Yeah.
have DirecTV package?
I got it all.
That you do? So you're watching your phone all the games?
I actually got Sling and I got Red Zone on it, so I can
Okay.
actually just
Okay.
tap in that
So
one.
if you know Connor and you're not interested in football, on Sunday he'll be at GNC here in Sedalia. Go bother him so he can't watch the games. All right? Just inundate him with questions
Don't
about
even buy it. You don't even have to
protein
buy it.
shakes.
Just-
Hey sir, where can I get the vitamin C? After you find the vitamin C, ask him where you can find the vitamin D. Vitamin E. I mean, you can go on.
There's a lot of vitamins
Yeah, there's a
out
lot of
there.
vitamins. So you can ask him in-depth questions about each one of those vitamins. You know. So.
I mean, yeah, if you need help in that direction, I'll help you. I can guide you through your experience at GNC, but more importantly, NFL Week 2 is among us. But before we get into all the Week 2 Shampoo, if you want to go that far.
That's a new one. I haven't heard shampoo before. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What
Hey, that's the week one.
This is what you get on our freaking NFL table talk. You get some unique words. Yeah, you know, I mean, Shakespeare made up words. Is Connor Shakespeare? Yeah, Grigio.
They call me Shakespeare, you know.
They call you Shakespeare?
Where I'm from.
Which is here. I've never heard anyone call him Shakespeare.
But no, we're gonna go with that. I'm gonna write that down. Week 1 Shambu. The week 1 Shambu.
How do you spelling Shambu?
SHAMBU, Shambu.
Shambu.
Okay.
Don't need an Oxford for that, boy. You just gotta hit your boy up.
Yeah, you better not use Oxford.
But the week 1 Shambu is gonna be the headlines.
Okay.
I think. But I mean, that's not.
Not set in stone.
Yeah.
It's subject to change. Okay.
Subject to change.
Anyway,
Work in progress.
Work
we're
in
just get to the
progress.
headlines. What do you got for us, Connor?
Yeah, let's get going on this.
Headlines. First one. I'm gonna take one, then we'll see what happens. I'll cross it off the list. Whatever. You know what I mean?
No big deal. That's
Cleveland and Pittsburgh. They ended up in a tie, and it's the first time in week 1 the Cleveland Browns have not lost since 2004. It's a beautiful time, but did you see the thing about Budweiser having all the Bud Light vending machines locked up all throughout the city, and then they would release
Hasn't it been like a year or so, or 2 years? It's been since they last won, which was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, they're waiting to give you all free beer.
But that beer's spoiled by the.
Okay.
If it's the same beer, it's
Yeah.
the shelf life of beers is like what?
No, they're making a lot of money off that.
Yeah.
You know, they're just giving away outdated beer.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I don't know, with it being a tie, is that
I think
no
think
beer
that's
yet,
impressive.
right? No beer yet, right?
No, I mean I wouldn't think so.
You gotta earn the beer.
Yeah, you.
No,
you
you
that
can't.
was a tie, but
How?
I'm saying that was an accomplishment for Cleveland going into
Yeah, but
week
see,
1
you
against Pittsburgh.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like how Cleveland of a Cleveland optimism is that? You know what I mean? Like, oh man, we're really excited about the season. Why? Because we tied the first game.
Right, that's definitely a Cleveland quote,
I mean,
no doubt.
tying it almost is. I mean, it's not worse than losing, but it feels different. It feels weird because you can't be satisfied about it. You can't really be mad about it.
It's
But
just like how do you tie week 1?
and then I think what they should be mad about is the fact that they should have won the game. Anybody who looks at the box score knows they should have won the game.
yeah.
They had 6 turnovers, I believe.
Ben Roethlisberger played terrible. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, there's been 2 teams since the merger, I think is the stat I heard. 2 teams in the merger to lose games or they've had 6 or more turnovers. Or there's been 2 teams. 2 teams that haven't won a game in which there were 6 turnovers that they are on the plus side of. And both of them are the Cleveland Browns. Both. One tie and then 1 loss.
you know,
So-
the sad thing is I believe that.
Yeah, well,
Like, no doubt.
Well, I mean,
like,
the fact that they haven't won a season opener since 2004, I mean, just think about that stat right there. It's 2018.
that's a long time. Yeah,
It's 14 years. It's 14 games in a row.
good math, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know. Is it exactly 14?
No, yeah.
Is it 14 17?
I just know it's gotta be an awesome time to be a Browns fan though. You just had Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
You tie game 1 against the Steelers. Like if that's a tie against the Miami Dolphins or somebody, alright, yeah. Not sure what's going on. But you just tied the Steelers. You know it's getting under all of the freaking towel heads. You know?
Oh, yeah, that's got to drive me crazy. 'cause
Oh, hey, I'm rocking
yeah,
the
there is
Steelers right now.
Le'Veon in the building.
Hey, and that's gonna get into our next one. But yeah, like I mean, good time to be a Browns fan. I think they're gonna win games. You called them to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't see I still don't see why there'd be any reason they wouldn't win the division or compete all the way through the year.
Win the division. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really think the Steelers are that good. I know the Ravens aren't that good. I just think the Bills are that bad.
The Steelers have just proven time and time again that they can't do it with this roster for some reason.
Right. Well, here's the problem is that the Steelers get the benefit of the doubt every year because they're just kind of a perennial good team. Every single year they're going to get. You know, it's rare that they're winning 4 games. You know what I mean? When the last time that the Steelers weren't in the wild card or better? It's been a long time. So we kind of just give them the benefit of the doubt. But I think if you really look at this roster from top to bottom, and I don't think Le'Veon Bell is going to play this year.
At all?
Well.
Whoa, all right, let's get into it. That was my next
yeah,
one.
I don't know. And so here's
The
how
next Shambu, shake it up, Shambu. Boom, boom. What you got? Le'Veon Bell ain't playing.
Well,
What?
what I'm saying is the Steelers aren't nearly as good as they've been in the past. That defense isn't as good. You can't even forget the loss of Ryan Shazier. I mean, it's tough to
that's a big loss.
recover
Yeah,
from
the
that.
defense
I mean,
is
yeah. So
definitely missing quite a few pieces. But that, I mean, that offense on paper, there's no reason that.
But Ben Roethlisberger, I don't think is the same.
No, you're right.
He's been just every year he's just getting more and more beat down. He seems like he wants to play less and less and less. I mean, every year he's like taking a longer break, trying to decide whether he wants to come back. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think that division's as strong as it has been in the past. Therefore, I think the Browns have a great opportunity to win it.
I think people really, really want to believe in Ben Roethlisberger. You know what I mean? But he just like time and time again, it's just.
I like Ben Roethlisberger. He's a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer.
Not as bad version of Joe Flacco, in a way. Kind of.
Yeah.
No. I mean, not as
Flacco.
fast. Not as fast. No. Okay, hold on. We'll get to that later.
Okay, that's really insulting.
Oh, yeah, so.
No. I didn't mean. I just meant like the gradual.
But as far as Lev Bell,
I mean, this past 2 or 3 years, Ben Roethlisberger hasn't been the same. It has been, well, probably
Yeah,
these two.
Yeah, no, you're right. I completely agree with that.
He hasn't been
You've
the
seen
same
a
quarterback.
slight drop off for sure. But
He's still Ben Roethlisberger. Like, he'll still make crazy throws. You know what I mean? He's still got the talent. He's just a lot more inconsistent than
definitely
he used to be.
I agree.
All right,
well,
what else we got?
so you say Lev Bell's coming back when? Never?
Okay, so
Say
the
he's
last,
retiring?
did you just sit there and say he's just gonna go ahead and become a rap lead?
the last
He's going rap,
report that I
man.
heard was like he would sit out till week 10 if he didn't play week 1. Now,
Whoa.
if you sit out till week 10,
Whoa.
what's the point of even coming back?
So at that point, you
Because
might as well.
here's the thing: is there's going to come a point where the Steelers are going to say, "Good riddance," to a degree. Those guys are prideful. All those not CEOs. What am I trying to say? All the people, executives up there, all the people doing personnel for the Steelers. Steelers are prideful people. You take 10 weeks off, say screw you. They might just go, okay, fine. We don't even need you. Look at what James Conner's doing.
You know what I'm saying? You know, if he keeps up that, I mean.
As soon as Connor has a bad game, fumbles it maybe twice,
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just the way it works.
they're gonna shit all over him. So you know what? It's all good. I'm repping the jersey because I support you, Lev Bell.
Patience,
Shout out,
virtue.
much love.
Yeah, he supports him so much that he took him first round in the fantasy draft this year, right?
Yeah, and that's really
really good.
really good.
Yeah.
All right, well, okay, that's cool. What was your first round pick? Dalvin Cook. All right, okay. What was yours?
Touche.
Julio.
Hey, don't talk shit on Lev Bell. But okay. I think another shampoo for you, Sam Darnold. How about that? How about the Jets doing the freaking chant in Detroit
Yeah.
and rocking the stadium?
Especially after that start.
Oh
you know what I
my
mean?
god.
Like, it looked exactly like I thought it was gonna go. I thought the Lions were gonna beat the Jets, beat them probably handedly. And
Oh man.
and that first pick, that first play, when he throws that
Stafford,
pick.
how many did he throw? Five.
Five
Four?
pick, or
Five.
there was 5 total picks,
Yeah.
right? He threw.
That looked like.
Why'd they bench him? He's
They-
hurt.
they-
He's
he's-
still-
no,
well,
he's
they got out of the
injured.
game and then.
He kept getting injured, is what happened, and he kept seeing him laying on the ground, and it looked like the back was gonna go
Then
in.
he'd get up and
and then
act
he'd
fine.
he'd get up and play. And so it just reeked of a dude who probably.
Wants to blame his bad game on a.
Well, I
don't
think
know.
he's hurt. I think he was injured. I think he probably had some busted up ribs. I don't even know what exactly happened to him, but I think he probably had some busted up ribs. He looked like he was hurting on the field. And Stafford's known to play up those injuries like that, but at the same time, he's also known to be pretty damn tough, and you can be both.
Yeah.
So I think that what you saw last night was a quarterback who's kind of one of those hard-headed. They're all hard-headed, and he's tough, and he just kept playing, and he wasn't right. And you just saw it just kind of keep going downhill. when it rains, it pours, and it really.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a shit storm there, just coming downhill. I had this wrote down 1 loss teams. I'm gonna list them to you.
Okay.
Give me one that cannot afford to go to the dreaded 0-2. Everybody talks about 0-2, 0-2. Yo, you're pretty much. You know,
What are my teams?
AFC, Buffalo, Tennessee, and Buffalo. Yeah, they're screwed. I called this earlier. I said Buffalo on the last podcast. I said Buffalo is this year's Cleveland Browns, and it's evident.
0-16.
I don't know.
Buffalo's this year's Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
Okay.
You mean
Not the.
last year?
Yeah. They should say that
1 and
backwards though.
I guess you can say the way you said it.
1-15. Calling it now. Buffalo Bills 1-15. Sorry, Buffalo. Sorry.
Don't worry, there's nobody.
I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about you. Y'all are just too busy jumping through tables on fire, and just
It's not.
I'm not with it.
No.
Dude, it's like
I'm here to watch a football game. That's why I don't like the Raiders. You go to a freaking game with the Raiders, everybody's fighting. What's up with that? I don't like it.
Well, the whole Peterman
Like, what?
starting Peter, like I just
Starting Peterman. Oh, Nathan Peterman.
I'm just not, I'm not with it. Like you made that decision. Like why would you do that?
Well, I mean,
Okay, but
if you start Peterman next week though, then the coach has to be fired.
Something has to
that,
change.
That would be the dumbest thing. He's proven in his 2 or 3 starts or whatever the time he's played that he can't play this level.
Right.
You got a
and he's
full
not
offseason.
an NFL quarterback.
You don't throw 7 picks in 4 quarters and then flip the switch. It just doesn't happen.
it don't
You
happen.
don't look like he's ever going to be ready. Might as well get Josh Allen reps.
Yeah, get him in there.
Yeah. So what was Buffalo and Tennessee?
He might lose his head.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Buffalo, Tennessee, Indianapolis, Oakland, and the Chargers. And then I'm gonna flip it to you on the NFC. Let's take one from each, a piece. NFC, we got the New York Giants, Detroit Lions, Chicago Bears, Dallas Cowboys. Huh. Atlanta Falcons, New Orleans Saints, Seattle Seahawks, the 49ers of San Francisco, and the ones in the desert, Arizona Cardinals. So, I'll go first if you want, because I've been thinking about this long and hard, because I really think 0-2 in the NFL is a big deal.
Oh yeah,
I mean, just like anything, 0-2 is really big, unless you're like a Patriot.
it's a hole to get that you got.
Unless you got a like standout QB.
Yeah. 0-2 means that every day that next week leading to the 3rd game, everybody's questions are like panic mode.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Every
yeah,
week is like a must win now.
Yeah.
It just feels that way.
Especially if you're on one of these big market teams.
You feel like
which
you're
is-
playing from
Oh, yeah.
behind for at least
So that's why I'm gonna say Atlanta, because I think they're playing in the strongest one of the strongest divisions. Because I just feel like any team in that division could win it.
Oh yeah, that division is one of the best football.
Yeah, Atlanta, Carolina, New Orleans, and Tampa Bay coming out.
Yeah,
with
Tampa
Fitzpatrick
Bay, Tampa
just
Bay.
dealing. Let's
Damn.
go. So I think Atlanta, and they play. Let's look at it. Atlanta is playing. We'll get the pick later. Where the hell are the Falcons? They're playing Carolina. So like, if you lose to Carolina, that shows Carolina might be the more dominant team. And now you're 0-2. Yikes, amundo. Look out.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Atlanta is my team that has to get a win this week. And then on the AFC side, I'll kind of say the same type of deal. The Chargers. You lost to the Chiefs, like I said.
Yeah,
I
got
said
all
the
up
Chiefs
on that.
are gonna win the game. I've been there last year. I just felt the vibe already. I knew they were coming in, taking care of business. But yeah, the Chargers, you gotta win. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. But they're playing the worst team in the league, the Buffalo Bills. I think they will win.
Yeah.
And so if you do lose that game, Philip Rivers,
Call it season.
go have another kid or something, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of things.
You want to go ahead, Dalton?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll do NFC team first. I think Cowboys. They cannot go 0-2.
Yeah.
Once Dak Prescott gets down 0-2, I mean, Zeke's gonna be able to run for you all year regardless.
Yeah.
But you got to keep Dak in a winning. You got to keep that team in a winning motion, or else I think things are gonna spiral out of control. Because that's where the media centers around is Dallas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and they can create a story quicker than anything in the world. So I think that's one that cannot go 0-2.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's my NFC. My AFC, I'm probably asking to go. Say the Colts are 0-1, right?
Indianapolis.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say the Colts.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Because I think Andrew Luck, just like I was saying earlier, I think if you dig yourself into a hole 0-2 like that, especially him trying to come up, and he had a good week, but I think that it's important for him not to get down like that, and important for the Colts to keep a level head.
Well, and I agree with you completely because the reason the Colts are one of those teams that if they go 0-2, it's going to be kind of devastating because of the division they're in. I think that the Jags are going to run away with this division if somebody doesn't keep up with them. If you go 0-2 and the Jags go 2-0, I mean that's a massive hole to come out of super early in the season. Though I like Andrew Luck, and I think that he's going to maybe be comeback player of the year this year. I just don't think the Colts, and it seems like it's been the case forever, and I don't understand why it's the case. They just don't have enough offensive weapons. They don't have a running back that you can even name. The average fan does not know who the running back is for the Colts. I mean, Kristen Michael, I think, was the lead back on the depth chart behind behind Miles. Oh man, I like
Marlon Mack.
Marlon Mack.
Yeah,
Behind Marlon
Got him on
Mack.
fantasy and counting on him.
Is he injured though? Was he injured, or did he play in week 1?
He did not play week 1,
Yeah.
and that's why they didn't win the game. Marlon Mack's coming back. They'll be strong.
Yeah, that's bold. But did you see the way?
Good take.
Did you see the way Luck played?
Luck played well.
Yeah.
He did play well.
I think. I mean, he's going to continue to play well. I mean, and I think the more games into it, that he'll get better. As like third game deep, I think he'll be almost back to where he needs to be to lead this football team, kind of where the status of their football team was earlier. And I mean, let's not forget. I mean, Ty is a very explosive receiver. I mean, yeah, he's not an elite receiver. I mean, but you got to admit he's fast.
He's good.
Yeah. So
He's one of those guys where you don't put him in your top 5, and then you look at the top 5 stats guys, and he's always there.
He's right
I mean, he's
there,
a 1,100 receiver, 1,400 yard receiver, almost guaranteed. And if you don't believe me, go look at his numbers. I mean, he's done it with any quarterback pretty much too. So that shows me that he is legit in the fact that he's that gifted. Because here's what he's got is that speed. You know what I mean? He'll get 2-3 steps on you in a heartbeat. And I'm talking on corners who are fast because he's just that much faster. So he's got something that that nobody can guard. It's unguardable to guard.
And now hopefully he's got a reliable arm back, and with Andrew Luck, we'll see how.
Yeah, that connection
pans out.
has always been deadly. I would look for him to have 6 or 7 touchdowns, 50+ yards.
So, Indianapolis is your only one that can't do it?
No, those were his. He already did his, didn't you? You did.
I think you're just kind of elaborating on it.
Yeah, I was elaborating on Indianapolis. But to go in a different direction, I could go the Cowboys for the NFC because I agree with you. Because I mean, it's kind of like New York in the football world. In the sense that it's just there's so much media there, there's such high expectations. No matter what the reality is for that roster, or the capabilities for that roster is, it's gonna be Super Bowl or bust. And it's just one of those markets. So it can be tough if you lose. But I think San Francisco is one. They had super high hopes.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah, and I could do New Orleans as well, but New
I like
Orleans,
that one.
New Orleans is a division where they're always like 9-7, 10-6. Those teams are all going to beat each other up, so I'm not really worried about that. I think New Orleans will have time to come back. San Fran though, it can get real scary down there if Garoppolo goes 0-2 to start the season.
Right, and you just said like you were saying. Who'd you say before that was team?
New Orleans.
Yeah, with that you got to trust the veteran quarterback. Kind of going back to what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like you got to trust that he can get out of it, even if they go 0-2. There's no reason they can't bounce back.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jimmy G goes down, gets all paid all this money and stuff, doesn't live up to expectations. 2 or 3 games in a row, you start wondering a little bit.
Yeah.
Porn star, Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Porn star.
The porn star. Shout out Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Okay, so you gave me San Fran, and then what was your AFC?
AFC, I did not do an AFC. My AFC, I mean, honestly, if you're the Chargers and you go 0-2, after all the hype, after all season, all I heard was that team was going to be one of those 2 or 3 teams vying for a Super Bowl spot in the AFC. It's just so San Diego. I mean, not San Diego. It's so LA, so Chargers to be in this position. They're a better team than the Chiefs in my eyes. They're a better
Never.
football team.
No. How?
And
How?
by the end
how?
of,
How?
By the end
Wait,
of the
how?
season,
How?
by the end of the season, you'll
But
see
how?
that. How? They got a better quarterback, okay, a Hall of Fame quarterback, versus a guy who's got a lot of unknowns. Yeah, certainly.
What if he has a Deshaun Watson type year, though?
Huh?
What if he has like a Deshaun Watson type year?
Who does?
I'm saying, what if he would have a
Patrick Mahomes is what he's.
Oh, if he would have a Deshaun Watson type of year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
talking about his
Patrick Mahomes is gonna be a freak at some point. I'm just betting that it's not gonna happen this year. Rookie quarterbacks don't do it that often. Okay, and I think Dak Prescott actually gave people ideas that this could happen more often. You have to have a freakish running back, a freakish offensive line, and then a solid defense to put that together with a rookie quarterback usually. And
They got the offense to do it. I will say I think they got one of the best talent, like most talented offenses in the league. I will say that.
I mean, their line is just okay though. I mean, it's not like it's dominant.
But they got
No, right,
skill
but they have
position
enough.
on
They have
line.
enough other people to kind of take the pressure off. You know what I mean? All your skill position, you can balance it out. Except for this last week, they did not take much balance of anything. It was the Tyreek Hill show. All day.
Tyreek Hill, boy, he was
I mean,
going off.
You live and die by that right there. What they did.
But they didn't even use Travis Kelce.
They didn't use
Well,
Travis
that's what I'm
Kelce.
saying.
They didn't use Sammy Watkins. He didn't get.
Like, it's gonna just roll, boy.
That's what, they
Just
didn't-
go roll,
They
boy.
didn't use them, or they couldn't use them. I mean, you just not use Travis Kelce for the fun of it, or is he?
Well,
not,
they played it real safe. They had a lot of shuffle passes. You know what I mean? They did a lot of fast sweep type deals that Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to introduce, old Patty into, the first game and, kind of ease him into his starting role.
I really think they just thought they couldn't keep up with their speed, and
And they could.
they game planned that. Andy Reid, they always have like all those motions and all their offensive plays, and they just, a lot of their game plans seem like they have a lot of plays that are specifically designed this week for this
For that team,
specific
for that
team.
specific player that
Yeah,
they
yeah.
plan to beat
And
on the edge.
they're like,
or
you
whatever,
ain't guarding
yeah.
Tyreek Hill. They have the lead. They can control the game. Hunt didn't look the greatest, but I mean it's all good.
It's game
Defense.
one,
I'm only worried about the defense. I agree with you. Their offense, if Mahomes, of course, that's the catalyst of it. If he ain't playing well, Hill can only take you so far. Kelsey can only take you so far.
Yeah.
But that defense is what's gonna
What's up with
be big
What's
about
up with
them.
Eric Berry? What's his?
Yeah. What's up? Was he inactive for the first game? I didn't even read into that.
I didn't realize it.
Okay. Well,
That is news. Breaking news: Eric Berry did not play Week 1.
breaking from 4 days.
I love it. I love it.
First reporter here.
Okay, so let's go. That's enough headlines.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about injuries?
Well, do you have names? Do you
I have
any
names.
Yeah, throw some names out there.
Doug Baldwin, MCL sprain. Team saying they do not know how long he will be out. How significant is the injury? Quick, real quick. Listen.
That's
Well, I
huge.
think it's big for Brandon Marshall. First of all, he's going to come in there, maybe get more of a head roll in the
You
wide
got a
receiver
Teddy.
spot.
You got a Teddy, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he got like 46 yards and a touchdown, I believe.
Straight.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean that's big. Doug Baldwin saved him out of a lot of different things.
Bug Walden.
Oh,
Bug
there we
Walden,
go.
boy. That boy.
Buggy
Jack,
Walden.
boy,
Buggy
clean
Walden,
with it,
yeah.
boy.
No, Doug Baldwin is probably the most underrated receiver in the game. I mean, most of your fans know what his name is, but don't
Especially if you're from
know
Seattle.
that he's a top 5, top 10 receiver, legit. Top
Yeah.
5, top 10 receiver. I
Yeah.
mean, his
Top
route
five's
run,
pushing it. but-
route running ability. Yeah, receivers tough to do that with. I mean, receivers are tough
Well,
to.
there's different breeds of receivers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
And there's receivers that have impacts on the game that we don't notice. You know what I mean? There are receivers who block so much better than other receivers that should be taken into account, and we don't ever do that. We don't really care about that.
Yeah.
Because we don't. Most of your fans don't watch the All-22. Most of your fans don't see a receiver.
All
down to the line.
22, boy.
Yeah,
What you
yeah.
know about that? What you know about all 22? When's the last time you heard it? Probably haven't. That's why this podcast is gonna take off. The charts, I don't even look at them.
No.
We're gonna be above that.
We don't look at the charts right now for another reason, but
But
it's not on there.
It's all good.
Right.
We're closing in on the gap. The gap is getting smaller with each and every podcast.
We'll let you know when you go on the charts, Liz.
all right, next injury. I'm gonna go with Greg Olson.
Greg Olson,
I
big
think
time.
that's a big one. What is his foot? He did his
He
foot again.
refractured it. So like that's like saying like, yo,
Hey, can I get a starting job
play up
Monday
the
night
cleats.
announcing?
Let's put the
like-
cleats up top. Shine them
Well, you
up.
could tell last year how he
Yeah.
spent like
Do
this.
you think he's done?
I'm not saying he's done,
Is
but
it-
like
I think he's close
What
to
is
it.
that?
you
4
gotta
to
be
6
close.
weeks?
You gotta be close now.
I think a
You've
foot fracture is
refractured.
only 4 to 6 weeks. It's
It's like
better.
8.
But I'm
It's gotta
saying it
be.
happened again, and like last
Yeah.
year, remember when last year when he wasn't injured, he got like he would started, announcing in the booth and like
Uh-huh.
doing Thursday night games and shit. And he's actually pretty good at it. So maybe this is all planned.
It's kind of a
It's all
Jason Witten
fucking
effect where it's
scheme,
like,
It's all conspiracy,
It's all-
man.
The NFL is conspiracy. We'll get
That's
to that.
a whole different.
That's a whole other
Yeah,
podcast.
that'll take.
that's a
3
podcast
hours.
that y'all can do.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna just this is the biggest.
The world.
Those are the two main biggest ones. Leonard Fournette hurt his hammy. It doesn't look like it's crazy. Delaney Walker, you said got carted off the field with a leg injury. Keanu O'Neal out for the season at ACL.
That's
Jeremy
a big
Hill.
one. That's a big one.
Jeremy Hill
Safety
tore his
for the
ACL.
Browns.
Yeah. What?
Jeremy Hill tore his ACL.
Yeah, that one I don't care about that one.
Yeah.
That's it. The Patriots already picked up another guy.
Deshaun-
They have like 6 Jeremy Hills. That's the thing about the Patriots.
Oh,
They have
yeah.
the same back all
Yeah,
the way
James
to the
White,
depth chart.
yeah.
And then Deshaun Jackson with a concussion, he'll be, all right, but he had a great week 1. And then Big Ben with an elbow injury, but I mean everything's hurt on him. Big walking boot, Big Ben, you know how he is.
No,
Dude, it doesn't matter. He's gonna be out there. He's gonna play.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So,
mean,
he's,
he's
always,
just like-
he's always nursing something.
He's just a wobbling mannequin now.
well, how can you?
It's bad. It's
Yeah,
bad.
he just it looks like, and he makes some crazy. He gets away from some crazy tackles, but when you see, you're like, oh man, he's about to fall over or
But
something. You know what I
have
mean?
you noticed the differences though in Big Ben from Super Bowl Big Ben until now?
Oh yeah,
What you're seeing is he's still breaking some of those tackles,
but he
but
doesn't
he's
look as good doing
getting.
it.
He's not being able to shuck off the other one. So I mean, every hit he's taking full bore. So it's like he doesn't make anybody miss. And not that he made very many people miss before, but he's not making anybody miss now.
Yeah.
So I think that's why you're seeing more injuries pile up. He's older. Those elbows get brittle.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't.
it happens. I mean,
Yeah, I mean every quarterback drops off, and usually when they drop off, it's not like a subtle little or slow little decline. It's like you hit a freaking wall.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm telling you, it's gonna happen with the Steelers. It's gonna happen with the Patriots, whether we like it or not. And people have been saying that for the Patriots forever, but Big Ben is liable to have that year, this year, next year. It's coming. Where it's just like
it's been happening.
yeah,
honestly.
it's where it's like after the
Winter is
game, they go,
coming for Big Ben.
Yeah.
Winter's coming. Big.
Someone this year. Here's my prediction right here. Someone this year is gonna whisper about Mason Rudolph, maybe get him ready or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can
I
see
can definitely
Who's
see that.
Mason Rudolph?
that would be their backup out of Oklahoma State.
You know the red nose.
Rookie.
Oh, he's a rookie.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Dude,
I
he
thought you were talking about like the punter or something.
No. Yeah. Well, you know what?
Sounds like
If
he's
Big
got a
Ben plays
punter
that
name.
bad, they're calling the punter. to play
He's got a
quarterback.
punter
Yeah.
name.
Can you
too.
throw the ball, buddy?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's shift the gears up a little bit here. Who is your fantasy lock week 2?
Why don't you start off, Bill?
Well, I think this one's going to be a little bit predictable, but I'm going to have to go Rams D. They're playing the Cardinals, which they did not look good at all. Bradford didn't impress me at all. Imagine that. And I think they're just going to absolutely dominate. I think they'll get at least a touchdown, or no, not at least 2 picks, and I'll do 3 sacks.
Okay.
3 sacks? That ain't nothing. I'm saying I'll give them even 5 that game. Arizona ain't containing them. The Rams should just blitz them up.
Derek Carr was lucky that they did their whole scheme around quick passes. I'll say
Derek
that.
Carr sucks.
Yeah, he's not good.
Okay. Well, my bold prediction. I don't know.
No, this ain't a bold prediction, just fantasy lock.
Oh, fantasy.
Yeah, we got both.
My
We got
bad,
it.
my
Double
bad, my bad.
prediction.
And I'll go ahead and say my fantasy lock from week 1. I mentioned it real quick on the podcast. We didn't make a big thing of it or nothing. But I said Drew Brees, and Drew Brees happened to ball out. I don't know what's going on here. I just call me guru. I don't know.
Right.
Josh, you want me to go ahead and say my
Yeah,
week 2?
go ahead. Go ahead and do
My
your
week
fantasy lock.
2 fantasy lock. We're gonna go ahead and go with the champ. And I'm talking about. I'm not prepped for this one. My bad on this one.
Come on now.
That's tough, bro. It really is tough. I'm gonna go with. You gotta go running back. And I'm gonna go with Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon.
Fantasy lock, Melvin Gordon.
I wanted to make it a little wild. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna cut out the little like. I'll go right into it.
Okay.
You can cut this part out.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, boy, you know. But Melvin Gordon really just simply because they're playing the Bills. Bills are just falling apart. I think they already kind of just gave up.
Yeah.
They got some checks coming. All right, we're still live. We're still live.
Hey, Austin.
Austin, if you're watching, just keep rocking. Shampoo, son. Jackson's watching. Shout out, Jack. Are we still good? They're like, they're probably like watching, like, what the hell is this? Call Austin, maybe. I don't know. Nah.
Nah.
Sorry, Austin. Just
Oh,
we're busy.
It's
cold,
it's something
cold.
you.
We gotta get through this. We gotta get started.
Maybe
Oh.
he might be calling to let us know something. I don't know. Anyways, hit up Dalton if you're watching. We cut that out of this podcast.
Sure.
But I said Melvin Gordon, right?
Said Melvin Gordon.
so,
You gonna go with Melvin Gordon?
Yeah, because the Bills are falling apart, and I think Melvin Gordon will have a good week this week.
Okay.
I think he'll get like 100 yards, probably like 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
And that's the lock. I guarantee that.
Yeah.
I guarantee.
This is really off the cuff for me. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't
Super
do
off the
anything
cuff.
with this.
This was kind of.
I'm gonna go just based off of what I know.
Yo. Yo, we're on the podcast right now.
Okay, so
You watching?
The light thing flipped when I was trying to hear Connor's fantasy locker. I just want to know who it was.
Yo,
Who's your fantasy lock again?
fantasy lock with Melvin Gordon.
Melvin
I don't
Gordon,
know why
that's
I said
right.
it. But we're
Melvin
back
Gordon was
live
his
right
fantasy
now.
lock.
You can hear us and everything, right?
Yeah, can you check us out? Are you back?
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good.
All right, bet. Fantasy lock, champ, Austin, say what up. Your team's going down, King's blood.
What up? My fantasy lock, bro. I think somebody said I was going hard on Tyreek Hill with that fantasy lock, bro. He killed it. And, yeah, check that fantasy, Dalton. You got trade.
Oh,
We got a trade.
You got a trade. Oh man, now you got me all stressed out.
But so Josh, what was your
Yeah, that's all. Much love, y'all.
yeah, much love.
Hey, wait. What's your fantasy lock this week, real quick?
I said Tyreek Hill.
Take Tyreek Hill this week too.
Yeah, coming up with Tyreek Hill.
All right, let's see it. All right, here we go.
Here we go. Josh, what's your fantasy? Josh, what is your fantasy lock?
Yeah, fantasy lock. Okay, I'm just gonna go with what I know, and I know that Ezekiel Elliott's not gonna go 2 games in a row without getting 100 yards.
No, I think that's a good one.
So, he does it all the time against the Giants. So I just think it's one of those. It's one of those lock like maybe I don't know if my team's gonna win. I sure hope they do, but I know Zeke's gonna run well. So go ahead and lock him in your lineup. Not that you were gonna start Ezekiel Elliott
Right.
anyway, but
Hey, don't
I'll
sit.
pretty all
yeah, don't sit him if you were thinking about
I'll pretty all that up.
it. Okay.
Straight, I like all that. I just wanted to kind of throw that in there. We'll pretty that up throughout this season.
Yeah.
Jack Cole too.
We got Jack calling. Jack's trying to get on the phone. No, we can't.
We probably shouldn't take these calls.
Jack, we love you, bro. I just
Can't
can't.
do it right now.
We got to get into this because we got to get to the picks. Week 1 predictions. I said Patrick Mahomes would get 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. He ended up with 264, 4 touchdowns. It's all good.
Yeah.
Might not have got 300. He eclipsed 3 touchdowns. Josh thought I was crazy. It happened.
I thought you were crazy.
Week 1 prediction. Josh, was it the Browns would be going to the playoffs?
That was my season prediction. I can't even remember what my. It wasn't just the Browns get a win. I can't.
I think it was Browns going to win. Yeah, I think you went the double. I think it went double.
You like almost got there, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. See, it doesn't feel satisfying though. Ties are just the worst. We shouldn't allow ties.
No, I don't understand why that's a thing.
There should be no running clock on overtime. Okay,
Yeah,
that's my opinion. There should only be a play clock. No running clock.
I wish they did it like kind of
Yeah,
like college, like how
hour
college
long.
does it.
But I mean, dude, someone's gonna score eventually, and I mean, we just. I hate ties, man. It's just so
It's not
un-American.
good.
It
That
doesn't
is,
score.
that is
It's not
un-American.
right.
Yeah.
All right, so speaking of week 1 prediction, what is your... Before we get into week 2 predictions, the bold prediction.
Okay.
Your week 1 awards. And all right, this is a new segment for the Sing Motivated podcast. And this is the version, the NFL table talk with Josh Hesseltine, Dalton Martin. We're getting it in. Week 1 awards. We're going to do the team of the week from week 1, the player of the week, and also the moment of the week.
Should we go by category or should we go by individuals? Like, you go first or the category goes first?
I'm going to do a clean sweep.
Okay.
And then, Josh, you went last time. Why don't you go first this time unless
Okay.
you're...
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So, for my team of the week, I'm going to go Jets.
The Jets. Jets. Jets.
Yeah. If you're someone who watched football last year or pretty much for the past 5, 6, 7 years, the Jets shouldn't do that, you know. And
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's unlike Jets.
yeah, right. Very un-Jet-like for them to go dominate a team. But, you know, it's also very Lion-like to get dominated. So, I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. The Jets could go out next week and get beat by the Dolphins, and I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm going to go Jets for team of the week. Way to put the league on notice, you know, Monday night.
It was really awesome. Like, just like I said, I've already mentioned it earlier in the podcast, But when you heard the crowd go, J-E-T-S
Oh, yeah.
in Detroit, that's just awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta love that stuff.
Detroit, you suck. You
Yeah.
all suck.
Now, if you're a Detroit fan right now, like go hide in your closet.
Go,
It's
never
not
go to a
even
game
week
again.
No, yeah, you're an embarrassment.
So, your
Team
team of the
embarrassed
week.
you.
Your quarterback's a loser.
Team of the
Family
week
sucks.
was Jets. Who's your player of the week?
Oh,
Let's go. Let's kind of get through it.
Yeah. Okay, just go through all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, let me pull it up. Actually, I had it written down. Yeah. So for best player, I'm gonna go Khalil Mack. I mean, there's a lot of great performances. I just think that it was so sick that he comes out and just dominates on a primetime
Yes.
game.
Yes.
Right. You know Gruden's watching.
Showdown.
Yeah, I mean, Gruden's watching. They all watch the games, and it had to feel so good. Just to,
It's the big.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what he did is not necessarily easy. I mean, I know people say pass rushers can kind of just come in and do it, but that's a lot of defensive calls to learn really quickly to go in there and be able to start. Damn near, I think he was out there for every play, pretty much. So,
Yeah.
pretty good accomplishment. And then moment of the week, right? That's the other
Yeah,
one.
moment of the week.
Yeah,
The
okay.
moment of the week.
Yeah, so moment, I'm gonna go with the Cleveland's tie because I think
Cleveland's tie.
I think it's hilarious. You know, a lot of people are taking the side of it's good for Cleveland to get a tie. I just think, gosh, like.
It's hard to say it's good to be tied. Yeah, I get that.
But I mean, it's just like how can it that's the most Cleveland thing ever to say it's
That's
good for it to
yeah.
be
It's
tie.
sad that that's impressive.
That's just like the
Yeah.
most loser mentality. Like, hey
Yeah.
guys, if we just get a tie this week, it'll be a plus. Because you literally have not won a game in 2 years. So I mean, it's good that they're not losing games, but it's still they're still not winning
Same
games.
time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's hilarious.
It's not a
But
standard you want to hold yourself to.
no, so
Teamwork.
that's my moment of the week. What do you got, Cole?
We're gonna
Alright.
make a trend of this.
I'm gonna go. My guy for the week is Joe Flacco, coming out
The Flackenator.
under criticism. I got the quarterback takes, and coming out under criticism. Everybody thinking Lamar Jackson should be starter, and he came out and showed out. Well, they ended up with like 47 points or something like that.
Lame.
Hey, dude, you can hate all as much
You're
as you
picking
want.
Joe Flacco?
Balled out week 1. Can't
Joe
hate on that.
Flacco?
I don't care what you say.
He's
And
gonna have a
nobody,
good year. He might have his best year.
you never know.
Not the best year for the Baltimore Ravens, but he might have his best statistics.
I think it was impressive. I did not expect him to come out with any sort of numbers
Dude,
whatsoever.
it really lit a
Oh,
fire under him.
Unibrow Flacco gonna do it?
Hey, dude,
Think
he's
he'll
ready.
do it?
Him and Anthony Davis been teaming up together, and doing drills.
Deadly
He's
combination.
got the winner mentality.
Deadly combination.
Nothing's deadly with Flacco, but it might be successful. Slightly.
Okay, my other team, I thought, that's my guy, but my team's gonna have to be the Buccaneers. I think they showed out. It was crazy what Fitzpatrick did out there. James Winston, wherever you're at, buddy, I bet you're having a hard time seeing that go down on
Oh,
Sunday.
yeah,
I mean,
they're definitely the surprise of the week. That's for damn.
I'm sure. You gotta love it because that's your team, but dude, you might be out of the starting role when you get back.
Fitzpatrick looked deadly, but hopefully, or not hopefully, but I think it's just a New Orleans D. Just really still ain't good.
No, yeah, I think it's combination. I think it's a combination of that, and that might have just been a
But the D wasn't
shot in
that
the
bad
stand
last
type
year.
thing. You know what I mean?
But
I mean, here's what I know: is that Tampa Bay team is not that good. So there is something wrong with that New Orleans defense. But
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Fitzpatrick has proven that he can do that. Every once in a while, it's like he'll look like Tom Brady, and then a week later he looks like Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, right.
It's like, okay.
Levels out.
Yeah, I mean, so is it a surprise in the sense that we didn't think that they'd win? That it was the biggest? I think it was the biggest point spread, or the biggest gap in the spread with that game, and Tampa Bay flipped it on its head. So I mean, wasn't super impressive, yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if next week they get trashed by the Eagles. Also, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat them either. Though, so.
What it take by Josh Heselton.
and then your moment.
My
real
moment.
fast.
My moment is gonna have to be before the Raiders-Rams game when John Gruden came out and he just looked like he was ready to put the pads on himself, go out there, coin flip, and go hit somebody. I mean, you're right.
Yeah, this is an audio medium, bro. You don't have to worry about me.
Okay, all right.
Keep talking.
All right. Here we are.
So,
And I think that was cool seeing. I mean, football's back in his eyes. It's tough to see that he had the big L though at the end of the night.
yeah, he had to get it.
Got outwitted by his
Gruden,
protege Sean
Gruden,
McVay.
you're no god. You're not the god of the NFL.
$100 million
Take your
man,
ass.
boy.
The Raiders, y'all are not ready. You're never gonna win the Super Bowl, probably ever again.
All right.
That's not bias. That's just being real.
I think there's
I'm just
What happened to
More
Amari
hate
Cooper?
from that.
What happened to Amari Cooper?
nah. Mark Cooper fell the fuck off.
I mean, I don't get what. Like they can't even get in the. I mean, he caught one catch for 9 yards.
Well, I mean, look who's playing cross, dude.
I'm just
David
saying.
Carr
man,
is really not good.
that's scary when you're a receiver.
David Carr is not good.
No, Derek Carr. David wasn't.
David Carr
very good.
wasn't.
David Carr is not good either.
The
Yeah.
Cars are just not.
Derek Carr sucks.
Yeah, Derek's
David
better than
Carr's
David
not
though.
good.
Oh, David's bigger than Derek. I'll give him that. David got swole.
David's got some
He's on NFL Network. Shout out, you know.
You got
But,
terrible quarterback takes. I know that.
So I'm gonna go real quick with mine. My team of the week, Cleveland Browns, only because they did not lose. Shout out Cleveland. You're my thoughts and prayers.
Awesome prayer.
Player of the week, Tyreek Hill. He's all over the place. He won the game himself. I'll be the first to admit it, and I'm all for it. Shout out Tyreek Hill. And then my moment of the week, I was gonna say the second half of Green Bay, Chicago, just Aaron Rodgers putting on a clinic, an absolute clinic. But I'm gonna go with the Marcus Peters hold my dick moment.
Hey.
It was story worthy. It was beautiful to watch.
awesome.
I loved every minute of it. Did it against Oakland, just because if you just do the hold my dick, that's awesome anyways. But you're doing it in Oakland against Marshawn and them.
Did you catch it live? Did you
I caught
catch
it
it
live.
live? See, I think a lot of people didn't because I got on Twitter right after, and I expected a lot of people to be talking about it, and it wasn't like trending. I mean,
No, wait.
It was awesome.
It took a little bit, yeah.
It was great. It was great TV. Shout out Marcus
Oh,
Peters. I'm still cheering for
he's
you.
gonna get
No.
fined though. He's gonna get a fine.
Good.
Yeah.
Dude, it's worth it.
Not-
Oh, I mean, for him it might be. I mean, you say it's worth it.
Mob
But,
squad.
It makes it even cooler. Just being like, yeah, I got fined for doing the hold my dick.
yeah, until you think about it being
It ain't nothing. I'm making
$20,000
millions.
bucks.
You think you'll get fined big? I mean, I think can't do that.
It won't be big in their eyes, but it'll be like 20 grand,
Yeah.
which is big for us.
So we got week.
Hold you to that.
So week 2.
Okay.
We talked enough. Let's get into the games. But right before the games, we did it last week. Week 2 bold prediction, real fast. Let's not spend time on it. Just real fast. Give me it. No comment from either.
Okay, Bucks are gonna beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson's gonna get 400 total yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns.
Very specific.
Say that one more time.
Deshaun Watson is gonna get 400 total yards.
Okay.
He's got 3 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns.
Against the Titans.
Is he in your
Chalk it
fantasy
up. No, he's not.
team?
Okay. All right. That's
See,
bold.
I
That's
think-
super bold.
Because it's bold.
And my bold prediction. Sorry, the dog's running around. My bold prediction is that the Steelers will tie again with the Chiefs. No, I'm joking. Wouldn't that be some shit?
2 ties in a row. I don't know if that's happened.
That would be really
Guys,
crazy.
surely
that
not.
beats-
Okay.
But I thought about this one long and hard. But I really think Baker Mayfield is gonna get a snap week 2.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Bold prediction.
Hot take. Okay.
What do they got?
I like
What
that.
do they got again?
Cleveland Browns are playing, well, could it be? Could it be? I still haven't found out. I'm just trying. Saints. They're playing Saints. So yeah, the Saints are going to get up big. Let's put in Baker. I'm telling you, that's a bold prediction. Baker Mayfield gets in the game.
Yeah.
So, week 2. Let's make our picks. Let's talk about the games.
Let's go.
Week 2.
Okay.
The Shamboo's over with. The
Yeah.
predictions are over with. The wrap up from week 1's over with. Week 2, Ravens, Bengals, Josh.
I mean, I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
go.
blast them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I think this is Joe Flacco's, comeback year, if you will. Lamar Jackson's far from ready. I think Joe Flacco has an opportunity to get the starting gig there for another 2-3 years if he comes back and plays well. I think he's gonna do that all year.
Straight. D-Mark.
I'm gonna go Ravens as well. I kind of, same ditto for Joe Flacco, and also I like the little 2 quarterback sets they got mixing up in there. Mixing in a little Lamar Jackson, kind of get the eyes, mess with the eyes of the defense, and I just think they got him. So
Yep.
that's what I'm going with.
And I got the Bengals. And the Bengals will win because they got Andy Dalton playing decent football and they got a run game. Joe Mixon making plays. I got the Bengals. We defer there. Boom. And
Good one.
before we keep going in week 2, the week 1 picks that me and Josh made, That was just
We'll throw those out.
we had to blow the
Yeah.
cobwebs
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Got to rev up the engine a little bit, kind of get ready, get tuned up. if you
Trial
will.
run.
It was a trial and error. I can tell you what we did, but I really got a lot of games wrong. But we're gonna be keeping track of each game. Each game we get right will be a point. And Darian's pick, which will be coming up later, which will be the game of the week.
Darian's pick.
On that one,
Yeah.
we will have 2 points applied to our records. And we're keeping track at the end of this. Winner's getting $1,000 and a cruise around the Jamaican sun.
Yep. Cool. Connor's paying for that.
Funded by Mo.
Funded by dedication period. Alright. Okay, so Ravens Bengals. You two had Ravens, I had Bengals, and we're gonna kind of fly through these games. We talked about a lot of the football so far, so we don't need to spend time on
Yeah,
these
let's
games.
just fly through
Just each pick you say, just let's throw a quick comment out
Sure.
on each one.
Why don't you go first, and then we'll just go vice versa, back and forth.
Okay, bet. And then snake it.
Yeah. Snake.
We're snaking all day, boy.
Snake.
We ain't fake, but we snaking.
Cut
Panthers
your
and the
ass.
Falcons. I got the Panthers, Carolina, Cam Newton. Hard to pick against them. One of the best quarterbacks in the league. I got Carolina Panthers.
I gotta go Panthers as well. Falcons played terrible on opening night, and I have no reason to say that they're gonna win. So
That's kind of why I'm gonna go with the Falcons. I think they're gonna come back, not play terrible again. Is it at Atlanta?
Yeah, it's at Atlanta.
Okay, so yeah, that helps them out a lot too. Carolina's not as good on the road, but I'm kind of keep my fingers crossed that Matt Ryan's no terrible game.
Sure. Then the next game for you is Chargers and Bills. So you got
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers. The Bills are horrifying. I don't think I need to say anything.
Yeah, that's a clean sweep.
Yeah,
Chargers. Bills, you might not win a game. I said 1-15 earlier, but
yeah,
who they beating?
yeah. And it was real smart to get rid of Tyrod. Looking back.
Hell of a call there.
yeah.
So okay, so
Everybody's the guy.
everybody's got the Chargers there. We got the Minnesota Vikings
I
and
like
the
this matchup.
Green Bay Packers.
We gotta have some differences here. Surely we don't have that.
Let's
And
hear it.
Well, we're
We're
snaking.
snaking?
We're snaking.
Yeah.
Keep in mind.
Don't kill the
Gotcha,
snake.
gotcha.
Don't kill the
Hey,
Don't cut the head off.
Don't shed the skin
Hey,
yet, but
I want to cut the grass. Yeah.
all right, straight up. I got the freaking Green Bay Packers. You already know. I'm not picking against Aaron Rodgers. Never will. No, I'm
That's
not.
a lie. That's a lie.
That's a
You
lie.
will pick
That is
against
a lie.
Aaron Rodgers.
But I think they'll get it done. They're gonna be able to. They're hosting the game. It's in Green Bay. They got the win. Hopefully.
I'm gonna take Vikings. I think Harrison Smith's gonna get an interception. I think A-Rod's gonna throw a couple of them, and Vikings are gonna walk right all over them because they're not as good as everybody thinks. And with the Packers.
Sure.
I mean, here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers is really pretty. He's a really pretty guy. He runs around there. He throws dimes all over the field. It's fantastic. But don't forget about what football is about. It's about defense. Defense wins championships, and the Vikings
Defense
have
wins championships.
a way better defense.
Is that your quote?
Yeah, I think I was the first
I
one to
beg
say
to
that.
differ.
Yeah, I think I was the first one to say defense wins championships. But anyway, the Vikings have a dominant defense. Aaron Rodgers is not going to be healthy. That little injury, I know he played it up a little bit, but it's going to swell and it's going to get tight. And we all know anything about injuries. You can get injured that game and finish that game because it's still loose.
They
But
come out and look worse.
that next day,
Yeah.
you wake up and it's stiff and it's tight. So I'm not, he may be hurting come Sunday. He said he was going to play on Sunday when he had the drilling going, but then he really backed off that on Monday, saying I'm not so sure. We're day to day. So I think that the Vikings are just too good. Kirk Cousins may make me eat my words, but I'm gonna go Vikings.
Sure.
Okay, what Saints?
You got Browns versus Saints, buddy.
Yeah, Browns versus Saints. I'm gonna go Saints. And
I thought you said both.
I know.
Oh, come
I know.
on.
And I may have to,
Believe in something.
well, here's the thing: is I'm not gonna be one of
Stand
these
for
guys
something or fall for anything.
who sticks by my early season pick, disregarding all the facts. I mean, the football season it's like a book. It opens up to you and you read it as the season goes along. You don't.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and you can go ahead and write that down. That's a Josh quote.
Oh,
That
that's
right
the
there.
best thing.
I like it. I like
But
it.
it unfolds like a book. The season unfolds like a novel. Okay. So what we're gonna know by week 7 is completely different than what we were talking about now. So I'm not gonna
Right,
stick
okay.
to these picks that I made early on. But I still think the Browns can make the playoffs if they go in 2. I still think it's possible. But I got the Saints. Teams just I gotta go with the quarterback. When you don't know, you lean towards who's the better, what team is
If
the
you
better
know, you
quarterback.
know.
And I'm going Breeze over Tyrod. Rodney.
I'm gonna go a little upset on this one. I'm gonna take the Browns.
Okay.
Here's why. I think they tied this last week. I think Jarvis Landry is gonna go in there and rip all their heads off during this week.
That's my
And
fantasy guy. I like it.
he's gonna get the team ready to go. And Tyrod Taylor is gonna lead them. Throw for 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, you're gonna win.
I like it. I love it actually.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and just say you're wrong. It's the Saints. The Saints are 0-1. They're not gonna lose to the Browns. Get real, people. Next game, Dolphins, Jets. I got the Jets. I'm gonna roll with them.
I'm taking Jets as well. I mean,
You got the Jets? Who you got? You got Jets?
Yeah, Jets. That's a sweep.
yeah.
And you know what's kind of strange about that is I don't think, week 1, if we had done the first 2 weeks picks, we would all gone Jets.
Oh, I've been 0-2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the thing: they're gonna make us eat our words because we know how the Jets do it. We watch.
Everybody's high on
Tannehill's
them.
gonna go off on them, and we're gonna be like, what?
What are we doing?
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
here's what people
That's
forget
how it
about.
works.
It's possible that the Lions just suck. Okay, and it's possible the Lions are gonna suck for a while.
That's probable.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I don't
probable.
think so, though. I don't think Lions are terrible, though.
Well, how is Stafford doing? I mean, the dude got beat up.
Yeah, he didn't look
Yeah,
good.
they
Yeah.
might be.
Yeah.
They might be in kind of
Trouble.
shitsville.
And if they don't got Stafford, I think we all can agree that they don't have Stafford. It's over.
I don't know the back of it.
Big game
No, we do
here.
know it is Castle.
Big game here.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
We got the Chiefs taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big game.
Yeah, I guess I'm up
here.
on that one. And I'm gonna sound like a hater, but I'm going to Steelers. It's at Pittsburgh, correct?
The game is at Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs have had a
Chiefs
terrible
don't
time.
typically have good luck in that stadium. The Chiefs,
mean-
the Chiefs are one of those teams this year that could, by week 4 or 5, I'm gonna have a completely different mindset. If Mahomes is gonna continue to go and play like he is, then that team is gonna be legit.
Football.
But I just keep harping on the defense is not as good as it has been, and that's been the catalyst of the team. And I'm a little worried about the runner too. I don't know if he's. I think he got a little hyped up. We haven't seen that same. What's his
Yeah.
name?
I'll give you that.
What's his name?
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt. We haven't seen the same Hunt since maybe the last 6 or 7 weeks
Yeah.
that we've seen him play. It's not been the same explosive guy. So not that guys just fall off, but I don't know. I'm going
Wait.
Steelers. Yeah, I'm gonna go Steelers. That's all I gotta say.
I'm going to go Steelers as well. I think Antonio Brown and the Steelers have a knack for ripping the hearts out of Chiefs fans, and
Fuck you, dude.
there's no reason that they won't continue to do so.
I got the Chiefs, and that's because I don't think Pittsburgh. I don't think Okay, to our point earlier, I don't think Le'Veon Bell's playing yet. I don't think he'll be back to like week 3 or 4.
I think 3.
And then, with that being said, Connor, hey, bro, I'm the real Connor out here. You ain't got no chance against Kansas City Chiefs. And no, I just really don't think that. I think Big Ben didn't look good, and like y'all were saying earlier, Big Ben kind of like we're gonna find out this year. I think we are gonna find out this year, and I don't think the Chiefs are gonna beat their ass by any means. I think it's gonna be an ugly game. I think there'll be turnovers,
Yeah.
and I think there's something special with this Chiefs team. I'm not saying Super Bowl special, but I'm saying like.
Well, no. If
I'm saying it because I'm a Chiefs fan, but I could see them having a really good regular season and not doing much in the postseason.
Yeah. I mean, here's what I see. I see them having really, really good weeks where Mahomes looks like the guy he's going to be for the next 10 years, and then I see them having weeks where Mahomes looks like a freaking rookie
Or they
because
lose
he's
to
a
the
first-year
Bills.
starter. And yeah,
that's how it works.
and that's just how it works. I mean, if I'm a Chiefs fan, yeah, I'm sitting up here saying, no, Mahomes is just different.
man,
He's gonna
yeah.
ball out because you have to believe that as a fan.
I understand.
But if I'm looking at it from the outside, I'm just thinking to myself, there's just no way he comes out and plays like a veteran because he's not. So
Straight up. Next game, we got the Eagles and Buccaneers, and I am going to be selecting the Eagles. You already said earlier you got the Bucks, Josh.
that's my bold prediction.
That's your bold prediction. You got the Buccaneers. I like it. Little Fitzpatrick loving you.
Yeah, I was just looking at the landscape for bold predictions, and that one just looks like one. I mean, Nick. Here's the thing. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl MVP, but
He's still Nick Foles.
yeah, I mean, does anyone want him to be your starter for the next 10 years on team, whatever? No, I don't think so. I don't think there's any fans out there clamoring, "Oh, please give us Nick Foles." Maybe there are because there's some teams with some bad quarterback situations, but I just think the guy And me and Dalton were talking about this earlier today. I just think the guy just got hot, man. I think that has done that. He's shown that he can do that several times throughout his career. That he'll just get hot and look like the best quarterback in the game, but he's got a little bit of that Fitz magic in him.
Well, he did that. Yeah, he did that. You know, in Philly the first time he was there.
Yeah.
You know, he did win like 15-1 or something.
Remember he had this 7 touchdown game against the Raiders.
Yeah, that was great. I mean,
and we were all thinking this guy's going to be a starter for the next, 10 years, and no, he goes back to being Nick Foles.
But he won a Super Bowl.
And
Yeah.
it's the Eli Manning
take
thing.
that away
You'll
from
never be able to take it away from him.
yeah.
Eli's got 2 of them.
Texans, Titans.
Yeah. Did Dalton, you going Eagles? You tell me you're going Eagles on that one.
I'm going Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said my bad.
Texans, Titans.
Yeah,
I'm
Texans,
gonna go Texans. The Titans looked awful. They looked really awful.
Yeah.
Really rough.
Surprisingly awful, because I mean that was a playoff team last year. That was a playoff team that kind of handled the Chiefs physically in the playoffs last year.
I don't like bringing that up.
So I mean,
I bet not.
I don't. Yeah. I don't mind.
Mariota really just came out and didn't show me anything. You know.
Mariota is so confusing to me because I can't tell you.
Freak athlete, but
I can't tell you if he's good or not. I can tell you that he's not terrible. I'll tell you that, but I can't tell you if he's good or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So I'm gonna go Texans just honestly for that reason. Could the Titans win? Yeah, it's the NFL. I can easily see that.
well, as you get, I mean, I already had my big take with Deshaun Watson, so obviously I'm going Texans all the way.
And I got Texans as well. I mean, that's pretty much all you gotta say about that. Titans, you're in trouble. Y'all are not good. You got the Colts and the Redskins.
Yeah, I'll go Skins. Skins. Unfortunately, I think the Skins will win that one. I would hope that they lose. But I think you're gonna see
Chilling
the
with
same.
the cowboy hat on.
Yeah, you're gonna kind of see the same game from the Colts all year. High scoring, little to no defense being played. Andrew Luck's gonna go for 350, throw 3 touchdowns and 1 interception kind of thing. Because he's that guy's gonna give you everything he's got. But there just never seems to be enough talent around him. And that's one of those things where we're gonna look back in 10 years when Andrew Luck retires and go, man, what a failure to protect an asset. They had what everyone I think with their eyes can tell is one of the best quarterbacks in the game, and
They were unable to get guys around him, which
I didn't get guys to even protect him.
Oh yeah,
I
I mean
mean,
he just got beat up.
Yeah.
That's all he's got in his whole career. Played for
And he's so freaking tough, man. And he'll shake your hand if he gets blasted, and you like everything about the way the guy plays, but he plays on a team that it's amazing that they've been contenders. I mean, you look at some of those that team that started Deflategate, that played the Patriots a few years ago and got dominated. That team shouldn't have been in the position they were in. They were there because Andrew Luck can fit passes in places that other quarterbacks just can't. They were there because Andrew Luck can run the football. They're there because Andrew Luck's just that good of a football player. But I think we're going to be sad when we look back on his career because he's never going to live up to what he should have been.
They ain't winning the Super Bowl, that's for sure.
Well,
But did you make your pick?
I'm going with Skins. I think Alex Smith's going to tear up their defense. I think he's going to slice and dice through it. So
He would have never said that when he was on the Chiefs.
you're damn right.
And guess what? I'm picking the Colts. Alex Smith is not going to have a good game. Every time he had a good game for Kansas City, it seemed like the next game he just didn't do much. I'm not saying he's going to lose a game for him, but I mean, he ain't going to do nothing spectacular this time around. I got the Colts. Andrew Luck did look a lot better. Marlon Mack coming back this week. Look for him to do something in fantasy. I got the Colts.
Was that a suspension or was that an injury?
I think it might have been both.
Both.
Double trouble.
Yeah.
No, I really don't know. But next game, we got the Cards and the Rams, and I'm pretty sure everybody got the Rams here. Let's not spend a lot of time on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go the Rams.
Yeah, Cardinals looked terrible last week. And Rams, I mean, they look good. That defense looks good.
Y'all know what it
Offense
is.
enough
Y'all
on
know
them.
what it is.
You got Todd Gurley at running back,
Let's
and
go.
then the rest is.
Hey, we got
Dude, you
we
know
got
what
A+ players.
What I'm not
on the
looking
board.
forward to this year doing the podcast is to see the disgusting cockiness rising in Dalton.
And
Oh,
Dean
Marquez.
Marquez.
He's had to live his whole life as a
I've been a
football
Pride
peasant,
fan.
if you will. You know what I mean? Scrapping for food on the street, just wanting one win here and there. I mean, I remember I watched a game in St. Louis. It was beautiful. The Rams went up 21-3 against the Cowboys in the first half, and all these Rams fans, and by all these I mean
remember watching
like
that
25 that were in the stands. And all the rest of the Cowboys fans,
Attendance joke.
yeah, well, it was piss poor attendance, and the stadium's disgusting, but it should be included.
Oh yeah, that stadium's a dangerous place.
But anyway, you know, Tony Romo brought him back, beat him. I think I beat him 27-24. It was really brutal to watch all those Rams fans.
That's
And by all those-
Crying and
I'm glad you got to bring that back for your sudden, you know, uplifting spirits.
Yeah.
You know, because you know in the present, you know that's past, which is fun.
Yeah.
But present,
Presently, yeah.
it's not. That's not
Not
how
real.
shit's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Not real.
But like I said, I'm not looking forward to seeing him grow in cockiness.
I'm
So
flourishing.
So will I be rooting for him to get humbled? Yes. Yeah. You'll find me doing that. And I think Connor will start to do that as well because
I
it's
can
just one
already
of
feel
those
the
things.
hate lingering.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
It's all
I
good.
love it.
That
I
team,
love it.
think what that
I love
team's
it.
gonna be easy to hate. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Because the more you learn about Goff, he's got a stupid face. You're gonna start to hate him more.
Stupid face.
Yeah, he's got a stupid
golf
face.
sucks.
Yeah. I
No, he does. All right, we're gonna get going.
All right, yeah, we
Yeah.
gotta stop. All right, so
Right,
Rams
great.
won. They look good. They're probably gonna be good. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Lions and 49ers. I got the Lions. Y'all had 49ers. That's all I wrote down.
Yeah.
I didn't want to just change it up. But I really think Lions are not that bad. They look horrible.
Yeah.
I don't think they're that bad. I'm gonna go with the Lions real fast.
Yeah, I'm going Niners. I'm going Niners just strictly because I think Garoppolo is the real deal. And I think eventually you'll see it. I think that Vikings defense.
We're gonna go by porn star Garoppolo.
Yeah, I think that Vikings defense is that legit, man. I think you could see a lot of good
Porn-
quarterbacks look
porn-
bad against them.
Porn
That's why
star
I'm.
for Garoppolo.
I don't.
Progressive.
That's the one.
All right, I'm done with that.
Okay, yeah, I'm going Niners too. I don't know about Jimmy G being the real deal by any means. You know,
You just
but
don't want to believe that.
Josh, who you got? Raiders, Broncos.
Raiders. I'm going Raiders. Honestly, I didn't get to catch that game. I saw the Broncos got a W. Didn't they? 28-26, right? Seattle over Seattle, I think.
I don't think your score is accurate, but yeah, they won.
It was something close to that.
I think you're on the right track.
I think it was something like that.
It won 26.
Someone has to confirm that for me right now.
I'll confirm it while you speak.
But anyway, yeah. So I don't know what the Broncos are really going to be because that feels like a team with a lot of players from a era of the past. Like the receivers are like I remember them from the Super Bowl. You know when they were playing with Peyton Manning and stuff. It's just like, can you really get another strong effort out of that team?
Well, Case Keenum proves that he'll throw it. He threw it like 51 times.
Yeah.
And you know, 3
humbled.
interceptions.
I've been humbled before, and I'm not humbled this time. It's 27-24.
Oh,
That was the score.
big L, big L.
But
I mean,
you know, so who did you have, D. Martin?
D. Martin. Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going with John.
They get the first win.
And I have the Broncos.
Is it in Denver?
The game will be played in Denver,
Okay.
and Denver will win.
That's big.
You know,
David
punter.
Carr.
No, the punter.
We're
what's
talking
his name?
David Carr, right?
We're talking David.
No,
I'm
Derek
talking-
Carr is
what's the
bad.
punter for the Broncos? The guy who moved from the Raiders to the Broncos in the offseason. The
Oh,
black
wow.
guy. He's gonna do something to mock him. You know he is. Mark. It's over to him, right?
I
think
feel
it's
bad
okay.
because I don't remember our punter's name, man.
Well, actually, you shouldn't feel bad. For that.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
really the only punter I know. And it's just because he's cocky.
Washington?
No, it's not Washington. I would avoid guessing names.
Yeah, we're gonna stop.
Marquette King.
Marquette King. Good riddance, buddy. You're gonna be. Well, actually, no, he'll be punting all day. Raiders, or no, he's on the Broncos. I take that back. Other way.
Man, you were wish-washy right now, man.
Yeah, I can't keep up with a punter.
Dude, it's because he's had like 7 glasses of wine. I'm gonna help him out with this.
I can't keep up with the punters for the
All right, here we
Denver
go.
Broncos. Patriots, Jaguars.
Patriots, Jaguars, what you got?
I have the Patriots winning decisively.
I have the Patriots doing the same thing.
See, no, it's not how it's gonna go.
Yeah, let me tell you something there.
The Jaguars are a team who are gonna play everybody sloppy unless they're gonna kick your ass. But they're not gonna get beat down. It's not gonna happen. That defense is too good. So could they lose? Absolutely, but they're not gonna get beat down. I got the Jags winning it though. I think they're gonna win. Is it in Jacksonville or is it in New England?
It's in Jacksonville.
Yeah, and that's big. That's huge too.
So
That's
does
really
Blake
big.
Bortles lead the squad to the win?
Blake
He
Bortles,
has
the
been.
god of
Last year
war.
he did a lot.
So-
But it's not him.
Well, he just kind of.
Exactly. It's Ramsey
Sucks.
leading the squad. It's
Sucks.
Miles
Like
Jack.
He's not winning. He's just not losing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is like
Which
I
is
said,
the goal.
You know what I'm excited about? What I'm most excited about is this next pick. Cowboys and Giants. Who you got, Josh? Who does Josh Heseltine have this game?
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna. You're not gonna hear me pick against the Cowboys. But I got the Cowboys, and the reason being is I don't think you saw anything from the Giants to make you think that they've gotten that much better. Saquon, you know, people saw a couple runs from Saquon, but he got hammered a lot too. I mean, he didn't have a great game outside of that 46-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that run made his
Really jacked his stats up a lot. Now, here's the deal though.
Like
Do I think Saquon's still the real deal? Do I think Saquon's still going to be a beast?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it takes time. Elliott took about 4 games before you saw that Elliott from Ohio State show up in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's so much faster. It takes a little bit to get the timing down at the next level.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got the Cowboys.
I'm gonna take Giants for the exact opposite. I mean, I think Saquon's gonna
Fall out on the stage.
200 yards.
Don't forget that's 7:30.
200 yards.
That's Sunday football.
Odell's gonna come out there and make it look just like a playground. Show them how to play off. I mean, we'll see. I'm taking Giants.
And did you guys, though, I mean, all you listeners, anybody out there, remember me saying that the Cowboys defense was the real deal? Now, if you got to watch that boring-ass Cowboys-Panthers game, that is what you took away from it, though. That Cowboys defense is the real deal. They held them to 16 points, and they were on the field the entire game. I think we must have punted, I don't even know how many times we punted the ball, but felt like it was the whole game.
What's up with Zeke? What's up? Why
Zeke ran well. Zeke ran 15 times for 69 yards, so he averaged 4.6 and got a touchdown. They were playing from behind, and like I said, they literally were off the field 3 and outs over and over again. You can't get them going. But
I got the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys will win.
Okay.
I think, like I said, I think Zeke will have one of the best years out of all the running backs, and I think Dak has a chance to do well against the Giants. And just Eli.
Yeah, that's my thing with the Giants. Is
all you got's Odell. You'll hit Odell all day. I think Odell can hit like 8 to 10 catches every freaking week. But like, I mean, that's all you got.
That's what I'm saying. Odell's gonna get his no matter what.
Shepard or whatever.
Oh my.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
It's Eli Manning, man.
First of all,
It is Eli Manning, but I mean, come on.
if you're Sterling Shepard, do you even focus on football with that woman you're dating, man? Who's that girl he's got? He's got the girl ASAP was with.
Who does?
Sterling Shepard's married to that girl ASAP was with, the Smoke Show.
Oh,
Or what's her name?
we're gonna have to look that
Put her up
up.
on Instagram, dude. She is something special. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. She's having his baby right now. ASAP lost her because he was, doing all the LSD and shit.
So we have now came to the Monday night.
No drugs.
Accusations.
We have now came to the Monday night special, the Monday night game of the week. It's not the game of the week, but it's Monday Night Football, baby.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's get up about it. But that also means it is time. Da-da-da. For the Darian Weeks pick of the week. Dalton, phone him. 829.
Phone him in.
829.
God, I'm so excited about this. This is by far the best part of our podcast.
And I'll hold it if you want.
Well, tell who these.
So the game of the
picking?
week, Monday night. We're gonna
Which
do it. Let's just do
Yeah.
every Monday night game.
Oh well, also, who was he between last week? Let's talk about that as well.
Last week,
Raiders.
Darian's pick of the week was Oakland Raiders over the Los Angeles Rams. Definitely does not know what he's talking about. How we doing, Darian? We're just talking about how you picked the Raiders last week. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, dude,
They would have won.
If what?
they would have won.
What's a
What
broad
do you
statement?
mean?
If the Rams didn't show up?
If they play,
If they
play
what?
better plays.
They played better.
You got that right, buddy.
Uh,
All right,
that's
so
what we had here
week
for these.
2 version of the Darian Weeks pick of the week.
Yeah, I got you guys now.
We got the
Yeah,
Seattle.
I got my weeks picks. I got Tennessee versus beating who they play, the Steelers.
Someone tell him we don't need all this.
Yeah, that's what we got.
Just one.
But we just we're really just
We're
out
just
here-
interested in one game.
We're out here looking for the one game of the week, buddy, and that's gonna be the Seattle Seahawks and the Chicago Bears.
No. Well, I definitely don't got the Bears.
You going with the Bears?
No, I definitely don't got the Bears. I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks.
Tell us why. Tell us
Why though? Why?
Because Seattle Seahawks always have a good defense. And the Bears let it down last game.
Dude, have you thought about becoming an
Yeah,
ESPN
let them
insider?
know, Darren, because I got the
He's
Seattle
got that
Seahawks
out.
as well, boy.
They took the ball. They couldn't hang in the men's league.
You got that right, my dog. See, he knows what he's talking about. That's why we come to you for the hot pick. We got you at 0-1 right now, though. Hopefully you get the win this week. I'm rocking with you. Seattle Seahawks for Darian Weeks. Much love, bro.
Alright, much love, guys. You catch me on the next one.
Alright, peace,
Yeah.
brother.
Alright, now that's over. I'm taking Chicago.
Yeah.
For reasons
Yeah, I'm taking
that
Chicago.
lie beneath you. I mean,
Why though? Why Seattle? You want to get Darian shit? Why Seattle? I mean, why
Not
Chicago?
Seattle? Yeah.
Chicago, because I mean they looked real good this last week. Matt Nagy's fitting into the system. Mitch Trubisky's Hall of Famer. No, I like him this week.
I mean,
I don't like Seattle, obviously. but
Trubisky, a Hall of Famer.
that was a joke. It was a joke.
Trubisky's
You weren't joking. You
looked
meant
bad.
that.
He's looked good, man. He's looked good. His face, though, I keep wondering when his face is going to become more of a problem. Because
It is a problem.
I look at his
Big,
face
big.
every week and wonder
It's
how
big.
that guy can be successful in life. Because
Yeah.
I just want to punch him.
It's a problem.
How does he not have just, bruises all over his punchable face? But
He
anyway,
needs to fix it.
yeah, fix your
Mitch,
face.
Mitch, fix the face, buddy.
Nick, fix your
Fix
face,
the
and then I
face.
believe in you. But anyway, he's looked really good despite his face. I think it's the second week in a row I've said that, actually. So, props for him defeating the odds,
The whole face deal.
The
You're
whole
doing
face
well,
deal.
buddy.
Is there another Hard Knocks on tonight? Is the final one on tonight? Or was that
No,
last
that was last week, man. That sucks.
Get up with it.
Gosh.
Well, I mean, we got all our picks in. We're gonna be keeping track of all the picks.
Yeah.
I feel like I probably easily win this whole deal.
I'm sure you feel that way.
Is there any lasting statements from going into week 2? We're beyond week 1. Week 1, you are dead and gone. Just like Justin Timberlake said. You're out of here. So week 2, any lasting?
Go ahead, Dalton. I'm done. Let me think. Well, here, let me give you something. Okay. Week 2. Here's. How about this? Each week, since this is so new to all of us, how about this? Each week we come up with like a little segment, our own segment. We come up with something that was just a topic, an idea
I like it.
that we had, and we'll discuss it before the show, and we'll just have it as each one of us take one of those. So mine this week, and you guys don't have to have one for this week because obviously you just put threw this on you. Mine this week, I want to talk about tackling. I've got a hot take on that, and tackling I think has gotten substantially better since they put these rules in. Okay, and hear me out first. Okay, I've seen bigger hits in this first week and through the preseason than I saw last year. I've seen less penalties on targeting and that sort of thing. And you're seeing guys start to hit people with their shoulder again. Stick them, wrap them, and bring them to the ground. And it's actually it's kind of nice because in my hypothesis for why you're seeing better tackling, more consistently getting people on the ground is because guys aren't throwing their shoulder like they used to be able to. That you can't run full speed, launch your body like a rocket anymore because you don't know where that head's going to end up. You're going to end up getting kicked out of these games. So you've got to be more conscious about where you're hitting people. And so you're coming in, you're being more conscious of how you were taught to play ball when you were in Pop Warner. And I think it's equating to better football, if you will. Better tackling. You're not going to have those face mask to face mask hits. But even though I love those, I understand that those do have to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. The NFL sees that they're on a trajectory that is just not sustainable. If you continue to have people dying of CTE, at the rate that it is at, you're gonna eventually the league is just not gonna be able to last. So I understand why they're making safety changes. I'm one of the old school guys who wants to see the minimum amount coming in, but I think tackling has looked better through the first week and through preseason, and that's exciting to me because I really thought this rule could damage the game, but it hasn't as far as I've seen. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I mean, I
think that you're right, and I think that tackling issue is a big issue, especially for like the younger ages and everything. I don't think anybody knows what they're doing with tackling anymore, especially at a young age.
But I think all this has led into more forward tackling, definitely. But I was going to this game. I'm not gonna lie, I was really nervous. Seeing the preseason was just a flag show the whole time. I mean, but I think they did a pretty good job. I mean, like you said, there was a lot more clean hits. There were still hard, good hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there was still, there's still work to be done. You know what I mean? Because there's a couple calls where I, disagreed with. But I like that.
And I think me and Dalton and Connor are probably the type of guys who are going to almost disagree with all the calls. made, you know, when you're targeting that kind of thing, except for the ones that are incredibly egregious. And that's just because we grew up watching football. It was a different game. You hit helmet to helmet, and that's how you freaking hit. You hit to rattle someone's brain.
Oh yeah.
So the game's gonna look a little different, but you know, as you get older and start to think about life in a little bit different way, you know, and you're not an immortal human being anymore, you start to realize that maybe, you know,
Some changes can
yes,
be made.
you know, maybe even though this is a child's game, we can probably make it a little safer, you know. So
I like how you brought that up though, because like I definitely wasn't thinking about anything like that.
and if
That's
you weren't
nice.
paying attention to it, pay attention to it next week. And if you think I'm wrong, let me know because I just
Watch,
said
watch
something
like the
different.
biggest headline of the week. Like,
Yeah.
Flags everywhere.
Most missed tackles of all time or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, right. That was how it happened.
But no, I mean, the only thing I would really say is like, god dang, I mean, the running back situation is like, there's only a few guys at the very top, and then every team seems like they're just throwing 3 running backs at you. It's freaking me out.
Yeah, that's
Pisses me off for fantasy. But the only other thing I really have to say is that I'm very confident about my fantasy football team, and I probably will be winning the cup this year. And shout out.
You want to know?
Well, he's got the high hell.
I'm 1-0. I ain't losing this. I don't see any losses in sight.
When's the last time you got a championship?
I won the first 2, and I ain't looking back.
Well, you shouldn't. Ever since then, it's been rough. But or maybe you should only look back.
I got
at
4th place last year. You know what they say about people that get 4th place.
I'll admit straight up, I got
What
last
winners?
place
I
last
don't
year.
know.
I'm coming
What do
for
they
it
say?
next year, boy. I tell you what.
Alright. Okay. I think I'm good. I don't know how I can top that, man.
Well,
I feel you. It's
Oh,
hard.
I did want to say something. You said something about.
no, too late. Sorry, you already said you were done. Go ahead, dog. Go ahead.
Since you were talking about hits, I want to get a little bit on catching.
Yeah.
I think some of the
It's
rules
hot.
on catching, they had a couple calls that I saw that were absolutely terrible, and some calls kind of went the other way. But you know, that's kind of been ongoing for the past 2-3 years. But I think it's another thing to check out. So
Catching, just as far as like the
yeah,
catch
the
rule.
catch rule, you know what I mean? Like when it's considered, you know, a possession, and then when it's considered not a possession, and
It's
there was
just
just a few times this week
Yeah.
where I saw it that kind of surprised me. But I mean, that's
You-
just a week-to-week thing.
Shout
with
out.
that rule. You have to be able to trust that your refs are going to be able to make a consistent subjective decision, which it sounds weird, but you have to have people understand the subjectivity of that rule, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to put a rule into hard language, and when you have it in hard language, people can always go, oh well, did it fit into that definition exactly? So it's more like
you can't have it by the book.
it should almost err to the side of a catch if not proven to be not, you know what I mean, to be not a catch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like innocent until proven guilty in my eyes. Because what you're having is people telling you that a catch is not a catch when we all know that it was. So, yeah.
So there's the insider on that.
Well, I'm just gonna put it like this: hell of a podcast.
Yeah.
So-
I think, yeah, go ahead.
You think what?
I think it's going to get better though. I mean,
No, yeah.
I think
Oh,
we
yeah,
can fill each
definitely.
other out.
Oh yeah, that's all it is. And then we'll just complete. Like I think the main thing is we got to just eventually just kind of cancel out a lot of the small talk that's not needed.
Yeah, we gotta keep shit moving, you know, Josh. When you talk, a lot of it's just, you know.
Well, I think if it
No,
was-
all of us will
Yeah.
contribute to that. But I'm just saying.
That
just, you know, we'll just-
Social, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
But I have no problem with it. I think it's
I think
great.
we will.
I think
I
it's
think
very
we do.
entertaining, and we're gonna make the necessary edits in the publishing.
Yeah. And if there's anything
Uh,
that the audience is hearing that drives them nuts, and you phrase it in a non-dickish way, hit one of us up. You know, I think most of the people listening to the show right now know who we are personally. So hit one of us up, let us know what's irritating you, and we'll try and stop it. But if you're a dick, we'll just come to your house and beat your ass.
Hey, it's part of it.
So
It's that simple.
figure it out.
It's the C Motivated Podcast presented by Dedication Period. This is NFL Table Talk with my guys. Weekly deal. Sign them up.
Sign it out.
Let's go.
We out. Drop it.
Peace. But we're still here. Hey, thank you all for checking us out. YouTube, subscribe. Get them numbers up for you boys.
Why is your shirt off?
Because it got hot.
I was getting a little hot.
Convenient.
I was fucking burning up.
I don't know, it's just.
You are sexually
Look at
aroused.
that. Look at that. We got a TV with me on it.
Man.
But, yeah. Alright, that's it. Champ life.
Champ life.